So I've been in a gap year for 2 years now. It was a bit hassle for the documents part. I tried in the Padua last year from myself, but it didn't work out much. It was a pretty tough for me to manage while working. This is the first time when I visited the Mumbai office for the DOV. I think there was a one copy missing and I had to do process whole again. I was really scared. The most difficult part is visa only. Getting the stamps from the government officials is a bit of a pain you will have to go through. So that you're going to study a subject which you don't know anything about, that's a red flag that you get there.
So welcome back to our channel, and in this video sitting with me is Pritesh Trivedi, and yes, on a grand video of this channel today we have someone from Mumbai Consulate and University of Venice से इनको admission आया है and now he holds the visa to Italy. इनसे बात करेंगे, जानेंगे इनका experience, 2 साल का gap years भी है इनके पास. He has an experience of two working hours बोल रहा था, 2 years also, so there are a lot of things to ask him. How did he manage those with the working part and all? So yes, a lot to ask, a lot to learn from him. So yes, we should begin with the part itself. So a very warm welcome to our channel once again.
Thank you.
All right, Pritesh, so to start with, I would like a small introduction from your side for our audience.
Sure. So hi everyone, I'm Pritesh and I'm from Surat. Currently I am 19 years old, will be turning 20 next month. So a little bit about me. So I've been in a gap year for 2 years now. Applied for bachelor's. I have been admitted to Oshkar University of Venice, for which I have been enrolled in the course for philosophy, international relations and economics. So my intake is September intake, which will be in this next month only. So yeah, pretty excited about it. So
Must be on the seventh sky. All good things happening around then.
yeah, I haven't digested it much yet, but I think I'll digest after reaching there. So
Yeah, mixed feelings actually. New place at the same time, new experience and tough times too.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Right. Okay, pretty straight to the point now. As we start with our visa process directly, the first thing that comes into picture is preparing the documentation that takes this much. No, more than this much time. So how did you do that?
So as I told, I had a gap year of 2 years. So my hometown is Surat. So I began working quite early in my gap years. So I was in Mumbai at the time, and my parents were in Surat. So it was a bit hassle for the documents part. So I have been trying to do the application from my side only. So I was from before consulting to an agency. Initially, I was doing the application process from myself only. So before that, I was targeting some other countries in the last years. So I tried it, but didn't work it through. I tried in the Padua last year from myself, like giving an exam, all things, application, scholarship, everything from myself. But it didn't work out much. So I thought, like, I've been working now, so I didn't have time for doing this all application process and all. And I don't want that hassle in my life right now. So I wanted a convenience thing. And so it was a pretty tough for me to manage while working. So I couldn't do like this like the document stuff. So big props and hats off to my father and mother to do the all application and document side from that side. And so my visa officer Sanya helped a lot and guided me through a lot while the application process, because I was working. It was tough for me to do the application process, documentation. For me, the documentation was a bit tough because apart from my father's income, ITRs and everything, because I was also working at that time, I had to also collect a whole lot of documents from my side as well. So it took a lot of while to get my salary slips, my invoices and bank statement, ITR. It was a good learning experience. Whole the curve was interesting, but yeah, it took a while for visa documents, and it took a good week or two to prepare documents, getting xeroxes. And so there have been some instances for me while going to the offices. So first time when I visited the Mumbai office for the DOV, I think there was a one copy missing and I had to do process whole again. I was really scared, but after a week the agency helped me, Sanya helped me through it, and it was a pretty smooth process. After a week it got done. It was not big of an hassle, but sometimes it gets a bit scary because one document is missing and you get a whole shit of scared about that. But it's pretty smooth process. But if the documents are correct, you don't have to worry about much. But I would suggest start preparing the documents 1 or 2 months prior, so you're sorted about it. So it's not a big of an hassle there.
All right. So it is not that easy to collect this many documents in one go, right?
Yeah, it's totally not easy. You have to take true copies from schools, you have to do color copies, and then you have to do stamps and legislations and everything. So it's a bit tough to organize and get that shit done. So it's tough.
All right.
But I
Post
think
your
all over
yes.
application, overall the application, the most difficult part is visa only. बाकी सब तो sort हो जाता है यार. Application is done, you are sorted on that way. But visa is the most important part where there is 0 to 100% of going your Italy. So chances. So it's the most important part, and I think that's the most time and attention you need to focus on. So yeah, I think that's the most crucial part of your application process.
Absolutely right. Now अब आप documentation की हम इतनी बात कर रहे हैं तो of course there is a pointer of cover letter that has to be there, the most important document throughout the process. So what about your cover letter? कैसा बनाया था? What were the things that you kept in mind while doing that?
So for the cover letter, I've been writing. So I have applied for the university in the past as well. So I had a gist what I wanted to do with the cover letters. So I had a clear goal in mind regarding the cover letters. So also make sure while writing the cover letter, your goal is very precise, and you should aim to come back to the country, because of course visa officers says that they're like really, I would say, aligned towards people who come to back to the country. So make sure you write that as well, but write a very specific goal. Don't be very vague about your experience that I want to be a doctor and that and shit. So it doesn't work out that very well, but be specific about that goal, be unique about it, write it very properly, be very simple, don't be very jargony about it, I would say. Yeah, that helped me a lot. And I was very particular about what I wanted to do with the future goals after coming back to India, so which helped a lot. So that was also asked in my visa interview during the process. It was a 5 minutes long interview, and they asked me about my future goals, and they were really they really liked about it, and so I think that played a vital role in my application process as well. So yeah, I think it should be very simple, forward, straightforward, not jargony as much, and be straightforward as possible. So yeah, that's only the things I kept in mind. Yeah.
Okay, so one question that comes to my mind, as you said, you are very clear and precise to the point. So what was your intention to return to India? What did you write in that part?
So my main aim was to work with more of the government side on the policy tanks and thought leadership side. So my main aim was to study with the international relations and philosophy program, was to learn how the countries work, how everything is working in the economics field and everything. So that's why I chose like a mix of a course which helped me understand the areas, and I could pick up things and customize it from my learnings, and learn a very different experience and apply it to my country itself. So I wanted to work more of towards the impact side rather than monetarily side. So that's why I chose this as an option, and that's what I feel I want to do right now. But of course it can be changed after going to a country and learning about it 3 years, and I don't know what I'll do there. But it will be an interesting experience. What I am thinking is right now, that's the path, but I don't know where it will lead me to. So yeah,
You never know what future brings for you.
Yeah,
definitely. All right. But yes, it was important to be clear at first part that what you want to do in your future, so as to write a good intention to return to India.
Yeah, it should be a good intention. You should have you should give it a thought. You shouldn't let's just give it a thought of it half a day, that what you want to do. It shouldn't be like a very a very concrete goal ke yehi karna hai. It's not like that. You can change it. Of course, it's your life, your goals. But yeah, you can change it afterwards as well. But it should be clear for now what I want to go for. That one statement should be clear in your mind before going. So yeah, I think that will help a lot.
Okay, all right. Now, as we discussed about cover letter, you said intention was important. So what were the other things that were there in your visa interview?
So for me, so it started from like my name, where I'm from, what I've been studied, what I've done in my gap years, why Italy, why this university, why this course. So for me, it was a very interesting course coming from us. So I have studied science and science bio in my 11th 12th. After taking 2 gap years working in the media industry, and after taking this very unique course, philosophy, economics, international, which was a whole wide of variety for me to go for, and they were pretty shocked to see the change. So I explained in that cause I was in very much inclined towards the subject of psychology from early childhood. So I wanted to learn that, which was a small component of the course which I'm going for. apart from that, I was very interested in the philosophies and how so there were so many Italian rulers had that consultants who were big philosophers, and I was really intrigued by the concepts and the way the concepts were used to run the countries, and now we are applying them in modern world, and they're still applied, but you don't know the names and everything that it came
Yes,
from the
yes,
rulers.
yes.
Yeah, so it's very interesting to learn about that and how it will impact more further, of course. So it's important to learn the fundamentals, and I just wanted to experience cause it's been an economic hub as well. International trade center is good, and apart from that, the learning about the Renaissance philosophy and everything in the heart of Rome, Italy, Venice, it would be a unique and beautiful experience. So I thought might as well give it a good shot. So yeah, pretty
All right.
pretty
So it
straight.
all started with some evergreen questions, why Italy, why the scores and everything. And then it
Yeah,
was narrowed down to your intention and why,
yeah,
what makes you go certainly switch the fields. Right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right. All
It
right.
aligned with my goals and everything. So I thought it would be a great opportunity and experience.
Okay, okay. Great, great, great. Now the next thing that I would like to know is about your sponsors details, how much fund did you show, how did you manage it? What were the things that made sure that your sponsor details were all correct?
So my father is a co-sponsor. I'm a co-sponsor as well. I have earned a decent amount of money in my 2 year gap years by while working. So my main goal was to fund my education wholly. So I thought as in my gap years I worked a while and I got my money, and half is co-sponsored by my father to show like the security side. If I don't have the money,
Hmm.
my father has, and we could fund the education. It's not a worry about it. So yeah, and apart from that, I also had a booked flight ticket to show on my visa interview. So they get assured that he really want to go to Italy, and he has booked the tickets and he has the sufficient amount. I would say the 10 to 12 lakh amounts of fund is very sufficient. As suggested, it's 6 lakhs, but I would say to be on the safer side, be on the 10 to 12 side bracket. That would help a lot, and yeah, I think that's good amount of to proceed with the visa process.
All right, all right. Great, great, great. As you have lived yourself, you have went through the process from admission, from choosing the best university to choosing
Yeah.
the documentation to every attestation to everything. The next question is, what are the challenges that you feel that one might face or you have faced yourself?
As per the Italy is concerned, that it is very much lenient about the documentations and the side documents you need. Apart, like so many countries have the IELTS exam, GRE exam, then you have a whole lot of other documents you require. But in the case of Italy, it's very standard process. You don't require any much other documents. But the one side faced some tough part, like not me faced, but my mother and father faced, was getting the stamps with the state organizations, because it's a lot of a hassle getting the stamps from an legislature, magistrates, and these city heads and everything, because it's a huge
Yeah.
process and it takes, and so it took a time to understand the process, cause to get the stamps done from I was living in Surat. My father and mother had to go to the Gandhinagar to get the stamps for my 12th and 10th degree, and apart from that, then the documents had to be sent to New Delhi and get attested and
Yeah.
everything. So it's a whole level of process which takes a time, which is the bit of experience you will have while getting these documents done. Apart from that, I don't think I have faced much of an hassle. Apart from the visa is a whole together and another thing which takes, of course, time in every country. It's not like Italy does is a special option there. But yeah, I think the documentation and getting the stamps from the government officials is a bit of a pain you will have to go through. So that's all.
All right, all right. Okay, so talking of the negative part of challenges, I would like a positive too. Positive in terms of tips that you would share with someone going abroad. Like, if I'm doing my process, what are the tips for me? What are the tips for the interview, if you have any?
Yeah, so for most to the so for the application part, I would say, cause start like 6 to 8 months prior. That would help a lot. Get admission, get applied quickly. So you will have a lot of time on your back to get through the scholarship process, to get the documents done and everything. So I don't think apart from that any much tips I have apart from that. I would say on the visa interview side, just learn about the course you're going for. You should have a little bit of understanding about it overall. Okay, what, and you should know topics which would be discussed, because you'll be surprised when the interviewer might ask you some technical and specific questions about the subjects, and you might not know that leaves a really bad impression that you're going to study a subject which you don't know anything about. That's a bit of an red flag that you get there. But apart from that, converse with the students who come in the visa interview, because you will, because so I will tell you an experience. I went to a visa interview. With my subjects, I didn't know much about the subjects. So Sanya told me to learn a little bit about the subjects and the things to know something about the subject. I went through. I sat there. My interview was like second last to last. So people were going very excited. They had like a good interview. So I asked them about the how was. So there were many people who were applying twice and thrice, and they know how to tackle the questions and everything. So I asked them how the question like. So they told me that they will ask you about the city, the course, the school you were going through, why this subject. They will also ask about if you are learning international relations. They'll also ask you about the India and Italy relations right now.
Oh,
How
wow.
what new things have been happened. So all that things I learned on that interview table itself. So before going to, I was just on Google and Perplexity and AI things to just learn about the subjects and everything. So yeah, so research thoroughly. I would say research very thoroughly about that. You should not give an interviewer a small 0.1% chance to attack you on the questions. So yeah, you should be just confident, smiling on the interview, and just be calm on that side. So it will be sorted. No worry about it.
It is important that I know about the course I'm applying for, at least, if not any other.
Yeah, if not any other, that's the main thing you train for. Yeah.
All right, all right. So, at which date did you apply for the visa and got the response from the embassy or consulate?
I applied for the visa on 5th of July. I got my visa in 10 days, 16 July.
Wow.
So,
yeah. That's quick enough from Mumbai. That's a good one.
Yeah, I also thought like I was really scared about the visa process, because I got a call. So I was sleeping and I got a call from the consulate, and they asked me to verify. They called me and they verified some details, and I think I gave some wrong info. Then I recorrected. So they were like regarding some GST and some things where I'm currently staying in Mumbai or Surat. So there was some confusion there, but I was really sleepy and I didn't know how to answer. So I blabbered here and there. And he also told me that you have booked the ticket for 2nd August, but we can only give you the intake after September only. So I thought, okay. So I thought, are you giving me a visa or not? Because he told me indirectly once or twice that you will be getting visa, that we will only be able to permit you into the Italy country after this certain date. I was like, okay. No worries for me. Yeah, so that way I got a green signal somewhere, but he mistakenly told me, or he told me like that, I don't know. But I was scared because I don't know how that call went, because I was really sleepy by then. So yeah, let's see. I thought, and after some days I got the information that I'll be receiving my visa, and once I received, I was good. I was not really happy, but I was good.
Okay, great. Relatable. You are happy, and at the same time, you are a little worried that what's coming new then now.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. So moving ahead, the ending part of 2-3 questions would be the next thing is like as you are busy with your process itself, would you suggest someone to go with a consultant, or am I capable enough to do my process on my own? What do you think?
So if you have, I would say if you have time on your hand, of course, do it yourself. Not an issue with that, of course. But because I have tried by myself itself as well once or twice, it takes a whole lot of toll on yourself only. The overthinking about it, the research you need on the chart. It's a very dedicated amount of time you will have to invest in the getting to understand the necessity, the specific details about the country. It's a very big decision of your life which you are taking, and it shouldn't have a mistake on that. For me personally, I was working, as I told. I didn't have much time to research and go through the whole process again. I don't want that mental toll on myself, and I really wanted to go. So I thought of more of a convenient side for me, which I don't have to put too much attention to. The things are getting done and the things are required from my side. I'll do that. That's not an issue, but I don't want that hassle for me. So I wanted someone to guide me and someone to do that for me. I don't wanted that whole lot of hassle and everything, the disturbance and everything. So I thought of to give it to an agency, getting through the process to understand and so that it really helps when there is someone by your side helping through you, calm you down. It will happen and they know the process and everything. I don't want to go through all over that by myself. So for me it was personally a safer bet, and which is a small investment from my side to just aim bigger for my thing and just make next steps for me. So yeah.
It was a wise decision according to you.
Yeah,
That it's better.
I think
All right.
I really
Great. All right. So to end with this interview part, the last question or the second last question would be, how was your in general overall experience with Eurodreams team till now?
It's been very smooth, I would say. I would say all the ma'ams who have helped me really a lot. Sanya, Garima, Nupur, Ria. I think they really helped me a lot with a lot of things. The documentation part, the admission parts, handling my anger issues and my worrying issues. So I think that's that's very kind of them, and they've been generous with their time as well. And yeah, I think it was an overall really great experience. I would really appreciate the team and the help they have been doing. But yeah, I'll still hoping for more. I'll still to do my accommodation, flights, and everything. So yeah, it's let's hope.
Yeah. A big all the best for that part and for the appreciation. We are really grateful that we were part of your process till now. And yes, so to end this interview part here, the last question I would ask you is, what are the tips you would give me if I'm a completely new aspirant, or to our audience who are planning to go abroad? What would you say?
Oh, okay. Big questions. Okay, what tips I would say? Choose your. So I would. So one trap I have been seeing a lot right now is people want to go outside just for the sake of going outside. They don't research the university they want to go to, and they fall in a trap after that, and they just see the university and they just see it's not very aligned with my goals and everything. But yeah, I would say just make a wise decision that you want to go. If you're not want if you're just going for the sake of just going to get the just to get out of India, that's not because of course you will need the credits and everything to study and everything there. So it doesn't make a wise decision. But I would say make a wise decision, select the course very specifically, and yeah, select the city side as well very specifically, the way you want to study. So people really want to study in the big city, they want to have a big city experience, but they chose the village area and they get into the thing that I don't want to study, and they come back as well. So also that's also one thing I saw. Apart from that tips, yeah, I also don't know now because I've just done my
That's fine.
application
That's
visa.
fine.
So I don't have much tips to give right now. So, yeah.
All right. No issues, no issues. But it was great. It was great. And from your part, what I can decode is clearance is very important. Clearance is very important. That what I want to do in future, and based on that, I should do a good research about it and then decide whether to go or not.
Yeah, that's
All
totally
right.
makes sense.
Great. Okay, so I guess yes, this was all in this interview. There might be a lot of questions in our brain of our audience, of course. So you may ask us in the comment section. We will get the answer from the Pritesh himself. Don't worry. So for that part, yes, a big thanks to Pritesh for joining us today.
Pleasure is all mine. Thank you, Manish.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Pritesh, for joining. And to our audience, thank you for watching this video. ऐसे बहुत सारे और आपके लिए interviews आने वाले हैं. There are so many things going on in background. So yes, stay tuned for those updates. Until then, stay tuned. And yes, thanks for watching.